What's up, guys? It's Brian from Hashware Hub. It is about 9:02 p.m., April 3rd, 2018, and we got a brand new trading video coming to you. But first, before we get on into it, if you're new to us, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, upvote, re-Steam if you guys are watching us on Steemit and or DTube. And yeah, hit that like button. Go down there, see that thumbs up button, hit it. Would really be appreciative if you were to go ahead and like our videos, comment if you see fit, and that's about it. Let's get right into it. So I just got home from a late meeting, and I wanted to get this video out to you guys as quickly as possible. So I did basically zero preparation, but I watched obviously just about all the markets all day long. So it's you know, it's not like I need to prepare a ton for it, but I didn't really even write down any notes. So but the reason for my rush is this right here, okay? The level that we're sitting at right here, and this is on a 4-hour basis, okay? So we have the green line, which we did pierce above. Remember, my last video was all about resistance, right? We're on the 4-hour basis. We have the 55 EMA. We also have the green line. One of the things I failed to mention, and I can't believe I failed to mention on that video, is we have this swing low right here, okay? And this is super critical. Okay, this is very, very critical. This is a strong, strong, strong level. Okay, and we're at it right now. I'll call it 7,400, right? And so there's a reason why we've been kind of going sideways here for some time. Also, on the 1-hour basis, you can see we're going sideways here. Our 1-hour support level, excuse me, is going to move up to about 7,364, and we will update that in a second. But I want to say it before the market pierces through it. Okay. Because sometimes some people say I'm like making stuff up or something. I don't know, whatever. But so I want to say things as quickly as I possibly can before they actually end up happening. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, so if you are conservative and you took this trade, and I hope nobody did because it was a very, very risky trade, but I do understand some people did. So it's keeping me up at night. That's cool. I get it. You take all the responsibility, but like I said in the beginning, it's this is my trade, not yours. But not out of selfishness, but just, you know, I just want to protect everybody. Anyway, so it's in my nature. So yeah, I mean, so what happens? So we pierce through this thing, right? So now we're looking at this on a 1-hour basis, right? So we pierce through the 200 moving average on the 1-hour basis, and we pierce through this green line, which is a super, you know, strong trend line, which is, remember, the top of this descending wedge. And we did it on, you know, just a lot of like just green volume, right? A lot of volume. Excuse me, not a lot of volume, but a lot of you know, basically green candles going up and up and up. So therefore, obviously, the volume is showing up with green. But the amount of volume isn't really all that great. It's really not. And one of the ways you could see that is by unbalanced volume, and we'll get to that in just a second. So what my concern is this going to drop off? And you know, I'm kind of surprised we even made it this far. I'll be, you know, obviously completely honest with you guys all the time, but I'm a little surprised. But one of the things I will say is that, you know, like I mentioned before, so one of the coolest, I think it's cool. It's just it's like a baller strategy type thing that you can do in the market is kind of like, you know, kind of what's done like in the pits, right? So you look at things like this, right? So you look at so I'll pull back here. So you look at like super panics, right? So you look at this panic right here, right? And then the market then came back up a little bit, right? And then you could say, well, okay, fine, it came back up here, but where's like the next swing high, right? Well, you could probably go ahead and purchase here most of the time, and you know that the market's going to move up just a bit. It may not hit directly up here, but it's going to at least move up. And you start like scalping these trades back and forth, and you use these swing highs and the swing lows. You can do it on the buy side and the sell side. even here too, right? So you have the swing low level over here. You see this swings down here. You're obviously not going to catch the bottom immediately, but you know, maybe you catch it on its way back up over here, right? But you do know that there was a previously swing low right here, so you could take immediate profit right here. You also have another swing low right here, so you can also take some profit right there too, right? And then you leave the rest. Who cares? Leave the rest alone, right? And you continue doing that on and on and on and on. So so that's a completely different way of trading than I mentioned before, and I love that type of trading. That's like, put all the indicators away, just give me my price and my volume, and that is it, and leave me alone in a dark room with my keyboard, and just feed me like Mountain Dew, like back in the day when I was, you know, right out of university trading for these big banks and stuff. So you know, now you know, what we have is it's not as easy with this remaining portion of this chart at the end of this chart here. It's not as easy because we're not getting huge panic sell-offs, right? We're not getting, you know, these big huge panic sell-offs. And actually, to do this properly, I should preface this. To do this properly, you really don't want to look at it on 1 hour chart. You want to look at like at least like a 3 hour chart, okay? At least a 3 hour chart is the way to really, at least from what I've seen, at least what I've done too, it's kind of the better thing to work on, depending on your time frame. But I wouldn't really go below a 3 hour chart. You know, anywhere between 3 and 6 has always been a sweet spot for me. Maybe it's just a sweet spot as far as my patience level is concerned. But anyway, so like even here, if you were to go ahead and take a look at like that type of trade here, right? We have a swing low here, right? And we saw that, you know, but this wasn't really like a panic, right? I mean, we wanted to see like long candles, like long wicks. This really wasn't a panic. The only reason why people, you know, were getting a little bit up in arms about it is that we were getting the bottom of this trend line, this red trend line right here. And, you know, us too, I mean, we were worried, and still not out of the woods. And I know I have to go back to kind of like the previous type of formatting of videos and stuff like that with Elliott Wave and da-da-da-da, absolutely. But sometimes it's just cool to just like leave all that alone. And you need to do that, and then you revisit it again. And so I'm kind of trying to force you guys to go ahead and do that. And sometimes you just need to like remove everything on the chart, and this is one of the ways of doing it. Okay, some of the best traders I've ever met are these pit floor traders, and they could trade anything. You name it, they'll trade it. You give anything, it doesn't make a difference. It could be you could be having drinks after work, whatever. They will trade anything. They will put a market on anything. And you know something? They will win. These guys, they're just amazing. Unfortunately, a lot of that has gone away. But, you know, due to computers and algorithmic trading and stuff like that, a lot of that has gone away. But you still need to have that as a trader, even if you're using all these other technical tools, okay? Even here, so you would say, okay, fine, there's this swing low right here, and a great place to get in is pretty much right where we got in. And then you would say, okay, fine, well, the first kind of swing low we think we can make it to is kind of right around where it is right now, this 7,400 level, right? And so anywhere between here and the 7,400 level, you would take your profit, or at least most of it. Right? And then you would then go ahead and say, well, where is the next swing low? Well, it's right here, right? At about 7,800, right? And you throw everything else out the window. You throw Gann out the window, Fibonacci, you throw, Livermore, you throw Wyckoff, you throw all of them, out the window. Elliott Wave theory, you throw everything out the window. You basically go about it in that fashion. So this is a similar type of trade in that manner. Yes, the signal that was given was based on very, very sophisticated algorithms that have honed well over 12 years. I'm trying to show you guys how to do this without all that. You don't even need all that, right? And this is how it should be how you should go about it. So for me, you know, I'm not really looking at this trade as saying, you know, I really want to take much profit off the table. I really just want to see where this thing is going to run. Pretty much my 4-hour support line right now of 7,045, excuse me, is my determination point as far as a stop loss is concerned. So that's where I'm putting my stop loss. The 1-hour support right now, like I had mentioned, is about 7,364, and I'm going to redraw that right now. Okay, 1-hour support 7,364. So our 4-hour support is staying exactly where it is right now of 7,045. If the market were to go sideways or down, it's going to stay the same. If the market's going to go up, then obviously this will rise up too. But chances are I'm probably going to go to sleep in a few hours, so this is not, I'm not going to end up updating it. Maybe if I'll try to wake myself up in the middle of the night, take a look at it, and if anything has really changed, then I'll update it. But I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I may not end up actually waking up. So regardless, I'm happy where it stands right now. I do have a stop loss of about 70% of the position at about 7,045. It's just a little bit lower than that because I just, you know, basically the entry point was at the close right here about 6,974. Yeah, right here, about 6,974. And let's look at, since we're trading on a 4-hour basis, let's go ahead and look at it on a 4-hour basis, right? So what's it called? Yeah, that's about 6,000. Yeah, about 6,999. I should actually write it down because, yeah, it was the close of the 4-hour bar. Okay, cool. Because of the fact that I need to stay consistent, right? And I remember getting a price. The actual price I actually got was lower than this. Because I was waiting for the market to fall off a little bit, but for argumentative sake, or just for, like, you know, clarity's sake, I'm just going to say at the close of this bar, right? So, yeah, so that's what's going on with the 4-hour basis. So yeah, that's where the stop loss is right now. On a 1-hour basis, that's where it is. On a daily basis, we are staying at okay, we are staying at 7,941, but in the event that the market actually closes, you know, maybe it actually closed. Hold on one second. Hold up. All right, so that candle closed, the daily candle closed, so we're actually updating the daily resistance now to 7,848. Okay, come on. 7,848. And yeah, so this is resistance. So believe it or not, on a daily basis, we're getting a little bit more bullish. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. We're getting a little bit more bullish. However, we're by no means out of the woods at all. This is nothing. This is a blip up on the radar. Okay, this is nothing. Okay, let's not let our exuberance get the best of us. Okay, there is a very good chance that this is just a large ABC. So it's seen better on a 4-hour time frame. Okay. So if that's the case, yes, we could have another leg down. All right, and I'm gonna have to do some Elliott wave work in order to make you Elliotticians. You know, I guess we can compare notes as we normally do. And you know, I know I need to get back to that, but I'm just having too much fun. All right. Anyway, so let's look at some indicators here for a second, right? So what's really keeping me up at night? Unbalanced volume. Unbalanced volume is keeping me up at night on a 1 hour basis and on a 4 hour basis. On a 1 hour basis, I'm just going to draw some lines really quick, okay? All right, so on a 1 hour basis, right? So we have kind of this from the tops right here, right? We also have something going on like from these bottoms here, right? And you know, you can even draw something like this, right? And I know I draw a ton of lines, but I'm trying to see what's going on, right? I'm trying to derive something out of this, and there isn't a lot to derive that's coming out of this, but at least on a 1 hour basis, you know, we're having a hard time to break above this level right here. Come on. We're having a hard time breaking above this level right here. Breaking above and staying above this level. So I'll delete all these things for people that like to see things in a clear fashion. Yeah, I mean, we're just having a hard time breaking above and staying above, and that's being shown on the on the candles. I mean, the volume has really fallen off here. I mean, like, come on, guys, start buying this stuff if you want it to go up. If you don't want it to go up, I mean, I'm not saying guys like you guys, but I mean, like, the market overall, like, don't cry over spilt milk if you're not going to go ahead and try to buy into this. I mean, there's like very little volume, and nothing's going to happen without volume. It's as simple as that. So obviously that tells me a lot about the sentiment in the market, which makes me a little bit more worried about the levels that we're staying at right now, and this resistance level. Maybe we don't stay here anymore. Maybe we come back down, right? So also on a 4 hour basis, I look at the unbalanced volume, and I mean, it's paltry. I mean, it's nothing. It's not even like a bounce, right? I mean, it's like not even like a dead cat bounce. I mean, show me something like this, right? But no, I mean, it's just like another leg down. It's like an ABCD. Right? It's like an ABC, right? It's just like a correction of the continuation of this downtrend, right? So even still, you know, we could still draw something, right? And I don't know, maybe it is trying to make a turn. I don't see it yet. I really don't see it yet. I mean, like, come on, guys, like, get over this. So I don't think this is really gonna fly up until we start seeing some volume. I thought maybe we'd actually see some volume by this point. I'm actually I'm a little surprised that we are not seeing more buy volume coming in, or maybe it is just that early. Maybe we are just that good. No, I'm joking. You know, maybe we're just that early that you know, there's just nobody's really paying too much attention to it from the buy side, or maybe we really need to get above this, you know, 7,400 level decisively and stay above it. In order to get people a little bit more attracted to go ahead and buy it. But I'd imagine, you know, the Asian markets should kind of take this to the next level. You know, I imagine they're waking up. Well, they're not waking up; they're up already. But should be buying this up. So the next thing I want to go ahead and take a look at is we normally look at our friend Laguerre, right? So. Oh yeah, another thing, the regular RSI. I mean, look, right? This is on the 4 hour basis, right? But on the 1 hour basis, yeah, I mean, it's coming back down, but I think we need to stay above this line. We don't stay above this line, I think it's gonna be a problem. So let's look at the Laguerre RSI, and this is another thing that's that I'm not so happy about just yet, but. One thing I will tell you is that, I mean, look at this. Look how high, this is on a 1 hour basis. Look how much we've stayed at this high level on the Laguerre RSI, right? Long time, right? Now, Laguerre RSI has dropped down from overbought, you know, It's crossed down, and now it's moving down to oversold territory. But the market really is not selling off all that much, right? The market's really not selling off all that much. So, one of the things I don't like, though, is that you look at RSI here, right? And we're starting to see some divergence, right? This top here was higher than here, right? But this is higher here, and this is lower here. Okay, also, you can really zoom in and see that this top here was higher than this top here. Okay, so this could be the beginnings of there being some chinks in the armor as far as the market's concerned, that maybe it's starting to show some weakness through. So what would I like to see? I would like to see us be in this oversold territory for maybe a bit, or just even kind of peek our nose in it and turn around and come back up. And then the wave of the market would be basically in sync for this thing to move back up again. All right. Trying to think if there's something else right now as I'm looking at this chart. No, nothing really just yet. Okay. Other than the fact that somebody did bring this point up, and I've mentioned this many times before, but yes, this could be an ABC. This could just be an ABC, and we are looking to come back down again. All right. Absolutely, that's totally doable. On the GAN fan, I think we have a little bit more ways to go. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we still have a ways to go to get to this 2-to-1 level. Could also draw it, back here. Go draw it here. It's just on the that last leg right here. Okay. Traditionally, I've been drawing it, and again, actually, the scan fans, you can draw it wherever you want, okay? And I'm just drawing it at this high right here, just to take a look to see what's gone on. I don't think I've shown you guys this from this perspective. So yeah, we have room before we get to the 2-to-1. Come on. So, but let me just show it to you guys from the way I've been drawing it before. So yeah, we still have some ways to go, right, before we get to that. And it doesn't mean we have to get to it, but we could. And if we do, I'm going to be looking at that as something significant for us to cross in order for us to continue on a bullish momentum. Okay. So that's really about it. I'm going to end this thing right here. Those Fibonacci extensions, maybe I should mention that again, still hold that I mentioned last video, but I'm getting a little bit more hesitant as far as, or I'm getting a little bit more weary that the market may sell off. So if you want to take your profits, take your profits. Totally recommended. And it would be a good trade. And the market's already starting to fall off. So let me get this freaking video out of here before I go ahead and make you guys lose that opportunity. Okay, have a great night.